Now, from News Channel 3, this is the Best Local Sports Show.
Football is back. Headline here in Week 1 by the 9th edition of the Mayor's Cup between Indio and Shadow Hills. A one-sided territorial tussle that hasn't changed one bit. Shadow Hills with a statement victory to start the season. Plus, two local traditional powers, Palm Desert, Palm Springs, both at home to kick off their respective seasons. We got highlights, scores, and much more. It is Week 1 of high school football on the Best Local Sports Show, and it starts right now.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show.
Always great to come to Shadow Hills or Indio High School games under the Friday night lights.
You're watching Friday Night Football on the Best Local Sports Show.
Hey, baby. Oh, I could have kept listening to that whole song. It is great to have high school football back. Welcome into the Week 1 edition of the Best Local Sports Show. I'm Sports Director Blake Arthur. Kenji Ito going to join the show here soon. But we start with our featured game of the week, the 9th annual Mayor's Cup between Indio and Shadow Hills. And look, this rivalry has been all night. In fact, Shadow came into this game a perfect 8-0 against Indio, outscoring the Rajas 288 to 34 over that span. Wow. I'll save you the suspense. That trend continued. All the pregame pageantry, that stuff is fun. Love that. But ultimately, it comes down to what you do in between the lines, what you do on the football field. And Shadow Hills absolutely dominated Indio in every facet of this game. They returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and it was pretty much over after that. Reef Avergonzado with the return TD, and then Damian Walls, sophomore running back, big game. Quarterback Jesse Rodriguez, senior Brandon Peffers, senior wide receiver Anthony Garcia. Head coach David Palmer, he told us in our high school football team previews before the season that his team has 4 legit wide receivers, and he doesn't know how defenses are going to stop him. And, well, he seems to be right so far because they definitely have playmakers all over the field. I mean, Shadow just kept pouring it on and on and on. Just sit back and watch the shows. It was all Shadow Hills all the time. Shadow Hills comes out with a statement win over Indio. A lot of people thought Indio might have pulled the upset in this one, and Shadow says, not so fast. 66-6 the final. Knights now 9-0 all-time against the Rajas in this rivalry, outscoring them 354 to 40. The Mayor's Cup stays at Shadow Hills. The Knights with a Week 1 victory over the rival Rajas.
In the beginning, the younger guys were trying to learn alignment assignment, but we had an umbrella over the top, so we knew that the veterans over the top would make cover up the mistakes, and they did. But they locked in as soon as the first quarter, came around, and they did their jobs. They started locking in. They know what they're doing. They got exotic, and we held them to 6, and that one was just a mistake too. We got to work on our defense. We'll be good. We got some new dudes coming in, some beef. We're excited about that, some transfers. So we're excited to see what happens with those guys because that just raises the level for us.
My focus on today was trusting the offense, give the ball to receivers. They know what to do. I best believe we got the best receiving core. Peffers, 4 touchdowns, and I believe in the whole offense. Defense did well today. They did what they're supposed to do, stop them, make the score 66-6.
66-6. Wow. Congratulations to Shadow Hills, 9-0 against Indio in the Mayor's Cup. Hey, we're just getting started with the show. Coming up, we told you about Palm Desert and Palm Springs. Now it is time to show you their games. Plus, an all-local matchup on the east side. We go to the East Valley for Desert Chapel and Desert Barrage. Plus, we got some out-of-town games. Xavier Prep on the road. We'll have highlights of that one as well. So don't go anywhere. You're watching high school football, the Week 1 edition of the Best Local Sports Show.
Come back to the Best Local Sports Show on News Channel 3.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show.
Hey, you're listening to Just a Sports Leader, Channel 3 News, live with Blake.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show.
Let's go Eagles, let's go. Coachella Valley High School football is back, baby.
Hands on, baby. Like that.
Welcome back to the Best Local Sports Show as we have more games to get to. Palm Desert, they went 4-1 last year in league, grabbing a share of the Desert Empire League title. But the Aztecs started that season 0-2, which included a Week 1 loss at Brawley. So Palm Desert rocking the all-black home uniforms, hoping to avenge that loss with a win this year and get off to a good start. And defensively, they are stout. This was a defensive game in the first half. Palm Desert driving. Brawley showing their defense. 50-50 ball in the end zone. Shot for Palm Desert. And despite PD thinking it was a touchdown, Brawley secures it for the interception. So big defensive play from the Wildcats, keeping the Aztecs off the scoreboard. But Brawley, they got the football and they give it right back. This Palm Desert defense, as I said, they are strong. Back-to-back interceptions in the game as the Aztecs get the ball right back. Unfortunately, no points to show for it from their offense. That was Angel Rangel with the pick there. And then just before the half, Brawley decides to throw it, and rather than run the clock out, and it backfires. Senior Jacob Ochoa picks it off. He takes it to the house. First touchdown of the game was by the defense. Palm Desert led 7-0 at half, and they'd go on to win it 23-12. Nice start to the season for the Aztecs. Palm Springs starting their year at home against Segerstrom out of Santa Ana. I went to high school in Santa Ana, but it was not Segerstrom. Indians got blown out 37-0 in Week 1 last year by the Jaguars. Tribe running back Jordan Johnson, he had a big night. Senior standout for Palm Springs, multiple big runs. 3 touchdowns when our camera guy Eddie was there. Game went into overtime, and the Indians would eventually pull it out. 38-32 the final. That is a great win to start the year for the Tribe. Gutting it out in overtime behind their stud running back. There he is, Jordan Johnson. He just said he's the best ever. You got to love the confidence. We're going to let this highlight breathe, Will. Our director, Will, one of the best in the business. Big F1 fan, too. He got me into Formula One, and Jordan Johnson looking like an F1 car right there, taking this one to the house. As I said, huge game for him. Palm Springs, nice win in their season opener. How about Xavier Prep on the road against Linfield Christian? King Pelham. Gotta love this kid. He goes to Anthony Creek Pelham, and then Creek Pelham, he scores. So you got King Pelham and you got Anthony Creek Pelham. Xavier Prep got a lot of firepower on that offense. Later, it's another Kingston Pelham touchdown. That's Creek Pelham there scoring, but here is King Pelham, their quarterback number 5. You remember he missed a lot of last year because he had that concussion in the Week 1 game against Coachella Valley, but he is back, looks bigger, stronger, better than ever. Xavier Prep defense, give them some credit. They were strong. That's Jovan Taylor bringing down the quarterback. And then finally, Aiden Ruiz takes this one to the house. 46-14 final. Saints start the season at 1-0. Friendly Inland Empire to the east side of the Coachella Valley. Desert Chapel, Desert Mirage, all local matchup. And it was a shootout. Rams extending their lead in the first quarter. Omar Martinez gets the end around and goes in untouched, 16-0 DM. In the second, now Sam Morris dumps it to Bo Ward, and he goes down the sideline for the touchdown, making it 16-8 as we'd go back and forth for the first half. Desert Mirage responded with another score. Here come the Eagles. Javen Garcia is a stud. He reaches over the line for 6. D. Chapel cuts the deficit again. Back to the red and black. They go back to Martinez. Number 4 gets in for his 4th touchdown of the half. 30-14, Rams in front. Still in the second, Morris over the top to Garcia. Have some. He breaks the tackle and goes the distance. Eagles still trailing, believe it or not, 30-20 at that point. And then right before the half, Desert Mirage ground and pound. Pablo Marcelo crosses the line for the 36-20 lead. The nonstop scoring would continue as a track meet. Desert Mirage defeats Desert Chapel 70-38. Omar Martinez, by the way, ties the school record with 8 touchdowns, so congratulations to him. That's number 4 for Desert Mirage. Wow. Coming up, we'll take a look back at Thursday's games. 3 local teams that kicked off their season. Plus, Blake's Best is back. The best thing I saw from the opening week of the season. And Kenji's going to join the show. Big Kenji in the house. Stay tuned. You're watching High School Football Week 1 on the Best Local Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Best Local Sports Show on News Channel 3.
You're watching High School Football on the Best Local Sports Show.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show.
It's time to do it, baby. Let's go, baby.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show on KESQ.
Well, we are done with highlights from the first Friday of the season. If you did not see your team, you can always visit our website for some scores. And by the way, we do have some time, so might as well update you right now, let you know that Desert Christian Academy defeated 29 Palms. Shout out to the Conquerors. And Coachella Valley also won their first game on the road. They host Rancho Mirage next week, so that should be a good one. But time now for a new segment this year, Kenji's Corner. Kenji Ito joining the show now, and yes, Kenji, people know corner is spelled like that on purpose, but what do you have cooking up over there in Kenji's Corner?
Yeah, as you mentioned, that Thursday was a big day for high school football, I should say. And honestly, I'm excited about Kenji's Corner, and I like the double K feature here. But it's going to change from week to week. But here is week 1, and let's recap a busy Thursday night of football. Reigning two-time league champion Rancho Mirage in the snake pit against Christian out of El Cajon. The Rattlers struggled in this one. The Patriots took the 15-0 lead after 2 quarters of play, and they poured it on from there. 42-14 the final, and Rancho falls to 0-1. Yucca Valley also at home to open up their season, hosting Arrowhead Christian. These two teams played last year, but Yucca Valley only won by 2 points. But this year, the Trojans fought on, and shout out to USC. Clyde King wasn't playing checkers, he was playing chess. He balled out like a king, scoring not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns. Trojans win 48-7 and start the season in the right direction. Desert Hot Springs on the road at Rubidoux, but we got friends everywhere on the show, so we got the highlights. The Golden Eagles were soaring early, and Dominic Ambo goes all the way for a 98-yard house call. What a way to start the season. This team plays with a lot of swag. Jalen Turner also balled out, tossing 3 touchdowns. Love the head top celly by Jesus Valenzuela, and Desert Hot Springs rolls into next week 1-0, winning 32-14. And that's going to do it for Kenji's Corner for week 1 here. And honestly, you know, good showing by our two great teams of Desert Hot Springs and I would say Yucca Valley, 2 offensive heavy teams. And, you know, some people are worried about Rancho Mirage falling in their week 1 loss. But, you know, this is a long season. LD Matthews has it under control. He's a reigning 2-time DEL champion for a reason. So I have full confidence in the Rattlers this season.
Yeah, you said it. LD Matthews, one of the best coaches in the Valley, and they're the reigning 2-time champs for a reason, Kenji. And like you said, pretty successful overall week looking at our local teams, not only Thursday, but obviously on Friday. So, Kenji, thank you so much. Looking forward to Kenji's Corner throughout the season. Going to be a lot of fun. All right. Time for Blake's Best. We started this last season, so just a refresher, this is completely subjective and the best thing I saw from this week. So Blake's Best for this week, it was pretty easy pick, right? It's Shadow Hills. All this talk about how this might be the year the Knights lose to the Rajas, and Shadow Hills says, nuh-uh. Don't be sleeping on us. A statement win to start the season for head coach David Palmer and Shadow Hills. Look, I don't know if they'll be the best team in the Valley this year. Only time will tell. But here in week 1, they are Blake's Best. The Mayor's Cup has never left Shadow Hills High School. 9-0 all-time against rival Indios. So congrats to the Knights on another dominant performance in the Mayor's Cup. That was Blake's Best, but which play from this week was the best? Well, this is on our website. You're going to have to vote over the weekend. Cast your vote for which play you think should be the play of the week. The winner will be announced on Monday. And Kenji, what, we got 5 plays this week, something like that? We had a lot of highlight plays here in week 1 of the high school football season.
Yeah, definitely going to be a close race between our 5 nominees. And honestly, I kind of have a favorite to win it all, but you know, I'll let the fans decide on that.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did have fun for sure.
That was a lot of fun. Thursday, Friday, week 1 is in the books. That is going to do it for this edition of the Best Local Sports Show. Thanks to our hardworking team who makes this all possible. And of course, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
News Channel 3 is now available on any of these streaming services. Watch live and on demand